So this is the Saudi Derby presented by the Boutique Group. We're on the dirt track, the main track, over a mile. So they break away, and Having a Meltdown was very swift out of the stalls, and the company with Ekaro Ares are the early ones to show. Racing on the outside, Commissioner King in those almost tin foil colours, silver jacket on the outside. Balby's towards the inner, Lorelei is staying towards the inside running rail as well. Dermot Sotakage races just behind them in about 5th place or 6th place. The pace is strong here, they are sprinting out. Continuar comes next just ahead of My Map. At this stage from dusk is 2/3 of the way back through the field as several of them are staying towards the centre of the track. Al Mulhel, Al Murtajiz, Atta Al Ghali are all towards the back as well, and S Unico. So Having a Meltdown is really going to test them here. Leads by a length or so from Commissioner King, who races in 2nd place. Just a little wide off the bend, Ekaro Ares races in 3rd. In 4th place is Bulb. Then Dermot Sotakage races just on the inside of Continuar, both for Japan with My Map. Trying to circle the field is Al Murtajiz. They are on the home bend. Having a Meltdown still being taken on by Commissioner King. These two have stretched on by 4 lengths from Ekaro Ares. Then in 4th place is Dermot Sotakage, who races through now for Japan.
We've got a helicopter. Continuars ridden by Ryusei Sakai, who's already been successful this afternoon.
I also talked about the runner-up from the prep race for this and failed to mention the winner, My Map, an undefeated 4 for 4. And this horse ran that mile successfully. He did get a pretty clean trip, but he was prominent early, held sway late. You know, he's going to have to reel in Having a Meltdown, who might be slowing, and that could work in his favor. But it's hard to look away from a horse that hasn't tasted defeat, and he's already run the mile locally.
We've got a helicopter landing in the middle of the track at the moment, right on race time. We're told it's a very high-profile celebrity. He'd have to be.
Martha Stewart's here.
To be landing at 7:04, or she, I should say. There we go. The highest profile celebrities in this race are Frankie Dettori and Bob Baffert. Can they combine with Having a Meltdown, or will he ebb away through the final couple hundred yards? Richard Hoyles, your helicopters arrived just in time.
It has, and they'll pass it in about 300 metres time, the way we're heading, as My Map heads in. So this is the Saudi Derby presented by the Boutique Group. We're on the dirt track, the main track, over a mile. So they break away, and Having a Meltdown was very swift out of the stalls, and the company with Ekaro Ares are the early ones to show. Racing on the outside, Commissioner King in those almost tin foil colours, silver jacket on the outside. Balby's towards the inner, Lorelei is staying towards the inside running rail as well. Dermot Sotakage races just behind them in about 5th place or 6th place. The pace is strong here, they are sprinting out. Continuar comes next just ahead of My Map. At this stage from dusk is 2/3 of the way back through the field as several of them are staying towards the centre of the track. Al Mulhel, Al Murtajiz, Atta Al Ghali are all towards the back as well, and S Unico. So Having a Meltdown is really going to test them here. Leads by a length or so from Commissioner King, who races in 2nd place. Just a little wide off the bend, Ekaro Ares races in 3rd. In 4th place is Bulb. Then Dermot Sotakage races just on the inside of Continuar, both for Japan with My Map. Trying to circle the field is Al Murtajiz. They are on the home bend. Having a Meltdown still being taken on by Commissioner King. These two have stretched on by 4 lengths from Ekaro Ares. Then in 4th place is Dermot Sotakage, who races through now for Japan as Commissioner King puts it to Having a Meltdown. The two of them have had their own private duel so far in the Derby. Racing through into 3rd, Continuar tries to pick them up from the back. Also staying on from the back, My Map, and likewise Al Murtajiz hanging tough over on the far side. Having a Meltdown. Commissioner King on the near side. The two are still locked in combat. They remain about 4 to 5 lengths clear as they race inside the final furlong. Both are weary horses. Dermot Sotakage is trying to stay on with Continuar. Having a Meltdown, and Commissioner King, the duel for the Derby. Commissioner King in the final bound may well have beat Having a Meltdown. Dermot Sotakage behind those S and Nico made late ground, and then Continuar, but they never got involved. It was just a stretch duel between Commissioner King. His rider celebrates. He, I think, has run down Having a Meltdown in a memorable stretch duel that went all the way to the line. 3rd will go to Dermot Sotakage on the outside. Of him is S Unico, then Continuar. It ebbed and flowed up the straight. Commissioner King has for Luis Morales, and Sabah Al-Ashamri has just got up to deprive Having a Meltdown. There were 13 in the race. Only 2 had the Derby between them. Officially a photo, so let's not go off too early. But Commissioner King is receiving the congratulations.
Well, 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 a slugfest for the ages. Luis Morales knows he's won aboard Commissioner King. The longest final furlong here in Riyadh. There's a heavyweight bout in Riyadh this weekend. Nobody told us it was Saturday and not Sunday, Michelle Yu. What a race.
What a race. What heart having a meltdown showed. I mean, Frankie kept him so wide, but it did the trick. He kept him off the rail and he got him to relax. He dropped down at the perfect time. I mean, this horse was breathing down his neck the entire way, and having a meltdown was not giving him an inch. I have chills from watching this. This was amazing.
What a horse
thriller.
race. What a horse race. And every moment you felt as though there would be a deep closer coming to grab the spoils from behind. But these two did not give an inch. And Luis Morales, his second winner of the night. Look at that. As soon as he's hit the line.
Frame that on your wall, right?
Whips up.
With a big smile. What a photo.
Look, Mum, I did it.
I genuinely thought having a meltdown was going to hold on there.
You could not take anything away from having a meltdown. He has given way more than his pedigree or his run style really entitled him to.
That is just class. That's something that Bob Baffert has with all of his horses that he brings forward, is they exude a different kind of class. That's why they don't quit. That's why a horse can look them in the eye and they keep throwing down and they keep fighting, and even in defeat, we still talk about him. But don't want to take anything away from Commissioner King. He had a mile race under his belt, and quite possibly that was the undoing, right? He had that little bit of extra stamina.
So the local horses get one in the big international races to add to 2 successes for Japan and 1 for Great Britain. The US, 2 heartbreaking defeats tonight, Casa Creed and Having a Meltdown, but the big guns still to fire. It's a second success of the evening for Luis Morales after his shock victory on Salfan in the Jockey Club local handicap that kicked off proceedings. Congratulations to him, and he is now alongside Ollie Bell.
Well, not quite yet, because he's taking all the congratulations, and rightly so. That was, as we heard from Nick and Michelle, a race for the ages. We'll find out what the winning rider made of it. That was, Louis, one of the most epic duels we've just seen. Talk us through it from your point of view.
Well, see, the race was pretty tough because I couldn't see the races for them, you know. So I just tried to decide to hold my horse today and let him lead and see what we can do in the last 400. And he's just
tough. And of all the jockeys, you were upsides. Frankie Dettori, the great Frankie Dettori, you got the better of the argument. There's that great shot of you crossing the line. Did you knew as soon as you crossed the line you'd won?
Yeah, after the finish line, I knew I won. But you know, Dettori has all my respect and he has the best reputation in the world. So what we can say about him?
This is your moment. Well done.
I thank God for that.
Frankie, heartbreaking defeat. Right over here, heartbreaking defeat in this Saudi Derby. Could you take us through the final couple hundred yards?
Look, I spoke to Bobby. He tried to nurse his speed. He's got tons of speed. I tried to save as much as I could. We got to a duel, but unfortunately, the last 50 yards, he had enough.
How hard did he fight in the stretch, having a meltdown?
Mate, he was absolutely knackered, but his heart got him through, and he put on a great show. It's a shame it wasn't 7/8, but this is life.
Appreciate the time. Thanks so much, Frankie.
He laid it right out there, and so did this horse. Commissioner King, and Luis Morales is indeed king for a day.
He was so happy. You see the celebration going on right here from all the locals. It's not a fun night if a little bit of everybody doesn't get a nice piece of the pie, right? So we have a local win right here. Commissioner King fought very hard. A Kentucky-bred son of Commissioner here out of the Song and a Prayer mare. That's really a sprint pedigree as well, in my opinion. I can't wait to see the replay on this.
Wow, wow, wow. We heard a little earlier on today about somebody weighing in a little bit light. These two weighed in heavy today. They weighed in heavy. It was glove for glove. trading blows in the best traditions of a world-class dirt race. Who can stretch their speed? Who will break? In the end, Commissioner King came out on top. Right back with more in a few moments.